Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to beautiful Minster, Ohio. This was just dedicated just last year. Dedicated on the 40th Minster Oktoberfest. This area, within about 2 or 3 weeks, will become the epicenter of German heritage in the northern Miami Valley. I've never been to this Oktoberfest, but I know it's one of the absolute best because they take their heritage and their faith, you know, very seriously up here. So this, along with the gazebo across the street, will become the epicenter of the celebration right here. Oktoberfest, Minster, Ohio, established 1975, which is actually somewhat interesting. You would think that they would have had a lot more than that up here, surprisingly, but you can see just how well maintained this is. Just fresh cobbled streets. They look like they just recently redid this in the middle of the street. I can only assume when they dedicated this park that this was freshly redone, but the Minster Machine Company says Centennial Park across the street from it, as well at the corner of Lincoln and State Route 119. Some little veterans memorial. Surprisingly, I do not see a German flag up here, which is actually interesting given the German heritage of the area is so prevalent. But this is a really beautiful small little town. So this is a thing that honors the veterans who have served, probably just not here in Minster, but probably to all veterans, but of course dedicated to the ones in Minster. It would be great if I came back here in a couple weeks for the Oktoberfest. I've never been to it, but you have to really find a place to stay, which I have a place to stay the next few days, but I can only imagine that space at any nearby hotels is scarce. You have a couple hotels in Fort Laramie and a couple up in St. Mary's, but hotel space probably for that's going to be very scarce, because unlike what you see down in Dayton, or where every little town thinks they need to have their own Oktoberfest, this is one area where there's the Oktoberfest here probably covers several different towns and communities where they respect it as one Oktoberfest, where it's not about, you know, greed or making money up here, unlike what you see down in Dayton. So this right here, along with the church parking lot of St. Augustine, will become, you know, the epicenter of this celebration once again. And here's this gazebo right here, right in the center of town. It's just an absolute gorgeous and stunning day. Some outlets to plug into if you need to, but I don't need to plug in right now. I can do that later on tonight. But you can see just how beautifully this is maintained. You don't see weeds, you see grass. The landscaping is very well taken care of, but the people up here will not tolerate what I see back home in Dayton, of course. Looks like the log church. This was the site of the first Town Mission Catholic Church in Minster, completed in 1835. The brick wall surrounding the gazebo is representative of the footprint, measuring approximately 40 feet wide by 60 feet long. It was 16 logs high and could seat 330 souls. A bell was purchased in 1836 and the name was changed to a St. Augustine Catholic Church. A steeple was added to the front in 1837. A new church was dedicated on November 11th, 1846. It still stands today as a proud symbol of Minster's faith and proud German heritage. So I'm really glad I, have made this trip, because this is a really beautiful area up here. But anyway, I'm going to end this one. I might do some others through town. I don't know yet.